Hello everybody, my name is Drew. Today we're going to be talking about integrated footers. And so, have you ever wondered if you're able to make that footer at the bottom of your templates that are sent out as like mass emails, if you're able to integrate that into the main body of your email so that it's not just a bunch of text stuck at the bottom, but rather it is a cohesive, branded email. Well, with a little bit of setup and knowing where to look, you're able to do just that. Now, this is you could say an advanced feature that most people aren't going to have to worry about, but for those with those marketer eyes or the graphic designers, you're going to love this because it can give a more unified and branded look for your emails. So we're going to first talk about the settings where you might need to make some adjustments or at least double check them, and then we'll head over to the email templates. So we're first going to go to that communication button or the communication tab in the left sidebar. And then we're going to go down in that menu to email settings. We're going to scroll down and first take a look at the office address. Now you should already, if you're sending mass emails, you should already have your office address in here, but give this another once over and make sure that it is up to date because we're going to be putting this manually into your email template and our system is going to be checking what's put in your template against exactly what is put here. And it's a stickler as well, so it needs to be exact matches. Like, for instance, the country here says US. If I put USA, that wouldn't be a match. If there was a period after the ST in Main Street, that also wouldn't be a match. So just make sure that this is all looking good, and then hit Update Address to save it. Next, we're going to be scrolling down to the privacy policy card. Now, when you're sending as a email marketer, there's a new regulation that a lot of systems like there to be a privacy policy linked in the email template footers. And so you need to make sure that you update this with your website's privacy policy. If your website doesn't have a privacy policy, now is a great time to add one. You can actually see right here, we link to a recommended vendor that creates privacy policies for your website. It does it for free, and they update it as regulations come out. So that's one place you can look. Lots of other places as well, but make sure your privacy policy is updated, and then click Update Privacy Policy in this card. Now we are ready to head over to the email template. So let's click on Email, go to Templates. We're going to open up our template that we'll be working with here. Note that this really does only apply to HTML type templates. We're going to, first of all, scroll down to the bottom of our email template to where we're going to be adding this footer. We're going to put a text block where we're going to be adding this footer. And then at the very, very bottom of this page, you'll see the card that says Advanced Integrated Footer. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that you'll see here. So first of all, what we're looking at here where it says found address and email template, found unsubscribed link, so on. That right there is a check that looks in this template that we're saving, and it checks it for the required attributes for a compliant footer. And so what we're going to be doing is putting all of that stuff in the footer, which our system will then recognize that, okay, great, this template includes those three items: the address, the unsubscribe link, and the privacy policy. Therefore, it doesn't need to put that text at the bottom, and so it won't. So we're going to need to make sure that those three attributes are in there. And you'll see at this right here of this sample footer, you can basically just copy this and then paste it into the text block that we have created. Now, that right there, here, actually, I'll save this to show you. That right there should be all that we need to have those three checkboxes checked. All right, so it did not give me that privacy policy link. I know exactly what that is. One of those quirks of working in a demo account. There we go. Okay, so we have three check marks. Technically speaking, we're all set here. Now, there is one thing that you need to be mindful of, which is with this, as is, with that unsubscribe link, just that merge tag right there, that's going to put an unsubscribe link in like raw in that footer, and that'll be a total eyesore. It's going to be a giant, ugly link, and we don't want that. So what we're going to be doing here is hyperlink. We're going to be hyperlinking this. So we're going to cut this, and we're going to hyperlink unsubscribe by clicking here. I'm going to go up there, and we're going to hyperlink that with that merge tag, the text unsubscribe by clicking here. Now you can take whatever approach you want here, but one way or another, I definitely recommend using a merge tag hyperlinked rather than just that raw URL. And I would recommend doing the same thing here with your privacy policy. So I'm going to spare you me going through that process. I think you get the idea. The last thing that I would recommend doing is the last thing you want to do is have to do this every single time you are making an email template. Now, you very well might just copy your template over and over and just, take that iterative approach. And if you do that, fantastic. This will copy over and it'll work as you need it to. But if you don't do that, you can save yourself this work by saving a module of this footer. And so you can do that by hovering over this and going to that tab that's on the left, click Save as Module, give it a name of something like integrated footer, and in that folder you can save it to the account where all users will have access to this, or you can save it as just the user. And then when you click save, there we go. We now have this saved, and we can just drag and drop this over into future templates and just save yourself a ton of work, as you saw that I just did right here. So that just about does it. Yeah, hopefully for those who want to have more polished looking email templates and not have that text stuck on the bottom of your template for your footers, this will give you a great option to give your brand that more polished image. Thank you so much.